Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Interviews, where we feature artists in isolation. This episode features the songwriting partnership of Suzanne and Regina, better known to us as Gems of Grace. We sat down with the two of them a little over a month ago, but just like fine wine and cheese, these things get better with a little bit of age. Well, they talked to us about the serendipitous way that God brought them together, some exciting news about how God is expanding their group and extending their territory, and looking forward in hope and expectation for where God is taking them in their music ministry in the near future. We hope that you enjoy this exclusive interview with Gems of Grace. All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Quarantine Interviews, where we're talking to artists in isolation. Today we have a group called Gems of Grace, and we're excited to have you guys here, or at least virtually, in the studio. Welcome.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
Great to have you girls along. Suzanne and Regina. Suzanne on your left and Regina on the right, also known as Pinky. And we found out earlier just because she loves to wear pink. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And you girls are in Texas, right?
We are.
Yeah. Whereabouts? Whereabouts?
Lewisville, Texas.
Okay.
I am, and she's in Denton, which is just 30 minutes down the road. So
Oh, okay. All right.
really close by.
And how's the weather down? How's the weather down there? We're
Warm.
Is it
Oh,
warm?
it's beautiful. It's
beautiful.
beautiful, sunny. It's just gorgeous today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great. Well, we talked to you guys last year, it was, and we back then you guys have been singing. I think I forget some of the details. So how long have you been singing together?
Since 2015.
15. Okay, just a couple years, but both your musical experiences go way back.
Oh yeah.
But so tell us a little bit about that, and then let's talk about some of the, because you were two, and then you were three, and your group just keeps expanding. So, but let's go back a little ways and talk a little bit about your, how you two girls got together, and some of your musical backgrounds.
We got together because we have our boys, our best friends. One of my twin boys and her son are our best friends.
Okay.
And when they first met, I had a rule, because they were in high school at the time, and I had to know a parent, just for their safety. I didn't want them just hanging out with somebody and I didn't know.
Right.
And he says, "Mom, you're just gonna love, him and his mom. They're good Christian people, and I know that you and her are just gonna be really good friends." So I now tease him that you did not know what you got yourself into, did you?
Oh my goodness! You never probably dreamed at that point that you guys would be, the girls
At
would
all.
be singing together. No, right.
It was so cool. Like, we met each other, and she's like, "Well, I do worship at my church," and I said, "Well, I do too." And we started talking about music, and she's like, "I like to write songs," and I'm like, "What? You do too?" So we just kind of hit it off, and it was just so cool the way God just put that together. It was just the timing was just amazing. So just so grateful for you, Regina.
Yeah. Amen.
You too.
Amen.
So you guys both write songs. How long have you been writing songs? Is this a new thing, or is this just the latest kind of edition of what you've been doing for a long time?
For me, I've written since I was 14 years old.
Okay.
And I've written mainly, when I was younger, I just did mainly poetry and just kind of depended on other people because I wasn't very fluid on an instrument, but I was a vocalist. So,
yeah.
But all the songs that were in my head, thank God, Regina's been able to help me get them out of my head. So I've got lots of little recordings that I used to always keep, but I've been very grateful. And now I have actually learned how to play guitar and some keyboards. So very grateful.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Just pecking at it, but better than before.
Yeah. So you're both still, did you say you're going to the same church or different churches? Different. So you're still active, leading worship and things in your churches as well, of course, right?
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. So tell us about, there's a gentleman that came on board with you just a while ago. I forget his name.
Mr. Jerry Rizzi.
Jerry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And what is he doing with you now?
well, he's primarily a cellist, and he's also a music teacher. He does jazz. He also plays bass guitar and guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I met him through church, and he just really came on Oasis. I mean, I'm sorry, the Melody, and so we decided to keep him. He just wanted to hang out with us. And so he likes to do poetry as well. He's done a lot of different music projects, and so it just became part of us.
Yeah.
Part of the Gems of Grace group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yeah.
Been
And,
awesome. Been a great addition. Just
does he do vocals too, or just you, Suzanne?
no. I'm the only one who does the vocals.
Okay. And
right
you do
now.
and you do a very good job. I mean, I
Oh,
remember
thank you.
it was the Melody too. I think that was the first song I think that I heard from you guys.
Yes.
And
Yes.
oh my goodness, it just hit me right here. It was just
Oh,
so well
very
done.
good. Mhm.
And you know, it's a little side note here. We talk about songwriting in some of our podcasts. So we talk about songwriting, we talk about song production. That song, just the piano and your voice, it was all it needed, and it just was so. It's a wonderful example of a song that really didn't need anything more than that. It was just pure, clean, and wholesome. And I mean, well, anyway, yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Just hit me, and we're just, yeah.
Glory to God.
Anyway,
Glory to God, definitely.
so and now you got somebody else coming on, right?
Yes, we have a girl named Cassie.
Kathy?
And Cassie.
Cassie.
She
Okay.
plays. She plays guitar. She sings. She can sing some backup vocals. We're just now learning to, practicing with her, and she writes as well. She's very strong in lyrics.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
So, and
She
we
plays
met
good
her.
guitar.
Yeah. So now you're a four-piece. Yeah. Strength in numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody brings something different to the mix, don't they?
They
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what's great about it.
Yeah.
It's a nice blend of people, and we gel together, and it's just great because we have like almost like a little community group in a way. We can encourage each other in the Lord. It's really been great.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, some of the technology things, I was trying to think of some of the questions about the tech and then
Right.
using, the virtual stuff and online and stuff. Like, maybe we could talk a little bit with the girls about that.
Yeah, actually, we were talking a few minutes earlier when you got cut off about, using something like this, like Zoom, to go live, and how it's great to have this technology, but I'm not sure that it's totally reliable yet, because they were saying, they've tried it, and sometimes there's a delay because they're in different locations, and that can be a little tricky, especially for the listener's ears. So, yeah, how have you guys been adjusting to this, doing things remotely?
It's been difficult. We had one right before Easter. We were trying to do something.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a song that we had written called King of My Soul, and we wanted to do it through Zoom, record it, and have it to show, since we couldn't be together to do something.
Right.
And we just got so frustrated that I think both of us were just about in tears that night. And so we just said, well, let's just kind of chill and see what we can do. And I ended up making a little video from actually a phone recording that we had.
You did great. You did a great
At
job.
least we had something to show.
You did really good. It was beautiful. She did like images, and then she did a couple of pictures of us, just of the band stuff, and then just emphasizing the lyrics of the song with the music.
Mm-hmm.
And for the phone recording, it was pretty decent. It was beautiful. Like it was good. Yeah,
Good.
you did a good job.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, that's one of the things we're finding, that artists are starting to get very creative. I think you were talking earlier, Paul, about, like, you didn't say these words, but necessity being the mother of invention, and we're all kind of scrambling, because it's like, well, now what do we do? So people were exploring, Zoom and OBS project software, and like all these different ways to use, technology that we have sitting in our homes to still get our voice out there. It's been really cool to see the way that God has used this. People have been, upset about not being able to go to church, and I miss, worshiping with people and seeing them in person as well. But our church has reached so many more people now. Our footprint is huge because
Yeah.
we're online now, and people all over the world are tuning in to see us that never saw us before. So it's really been a blessing in disguise, even though it's been tough and challenging
Yeah.
to adjust to it. Yeah.
How about your churches, girls? Are you same thing? Are you?
Same thing.
Yeah.
It's been the same deal. They've always had online church, but now everything seems like it's reaching more people just because it's online only.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Our pastor does something really neat. He and my worship leader, they kind of produce it, and it looks really nice and everything. And then, but like at 10 o'clock before that comes on at 10:30, he does a devotion with his wife and children in their home. And I think that's just so nice because it's so so personal, and seeing the kids, and it's just great.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. I think our pastor, Bob and Carol, don't they do something, Nate, to
they often get on and do, I don't know if it's weekly, but they'll do video updates and just like reach out to people. And it's nice, like you said, to have that personal connection. And it's great because people can tune into it from wherever they are, at any time. So again, it's a blessing in disguise, but there's been growing pains for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. So girls, going forward now, both in the near future, the next few days or weeks or whatever, or maybe long range or both, what are your plans as far as, and first of all, as far as the remote things, the virtual stuff, are you going to explore that further, do you think? What would you like to do or plan to do? Like online concerts, something like that, anything that you're working with now?
Yeah, I think that would be really good that we could do, and hopefully we can at least, maybe even get together with just the two of us, since that's less than 5 people, and Texas is somewhat on the verge of going through the phases of opening up, so maybe we can get together and at least
utilize this more, the technology. Like Nate said, it's just getting creative. We didn't really utilize this before, and now it's like, wow, haven't we? Why haven't we been doing it? And it's been there.
Yeah.
We don't think about it as much.
So do you see yourselves or artists in general after everything opens back up and we don't have these restrictions on us anymore? Do you see yourselves continuing to have an online presence more, or?
I think so.
You think so?
I do. I really do, because it's reaching the unreachable audience that's across the world. I mean, it's so it makes sense in that way. Of course, I'd like to do. Of course, in person is wonderful to be there, but if we could utilize the technology, wow, then it's just opening up to more audiences and reaching people that can't get there, and who knows how the Lord will work. That He might use you for that particular moment. Yeah. Someone who's in the room by themselves. I mean, you don't know. So we'll definitely keep doing that.
Yeah. I think many artists will. We were talking to somebody else that does a lot of what's a husband and wife couple. Well, you guys watch it, Sweet Life.
Yeah.
We were talking to them, and they have part of their ministry is going to the elderly, the assisted livings, things like that. And they're going to try to, as you heard, they're trying to have online things that people can watch. And I can see people the technology is going to increase faster and faster. So what we have today, a year from now, is going to be, we're going to be so much more advanced, and it'll be so much easier for everybody to get to use it and things. So I can see concerts being recorded and then played back, or make it made available for people. Like I said, it's amazing to see look what God has done already, and to think about, okay, He's not done yet. He's not done till Jesus comes back. So
that's right.
Hang on for the ride, right? Yeah.
So I'm curious. I know a lot of bands, including people that bands or performers, people that we know personally, and then also national artists, have written a pandemic song. Have you guys done that yet?
We have.
No?
We haven't, but we've got like, I had one I was kind of playing with about talking about reign of peace, like not rain as in rain, but like as in a king reigns,
Right.
reign of peace, because there's so much fear. But right before it, we recorded I Am With You, which says, do not fear, I am with you. So, and we had so many delays on that. The Bible says all things work together for good to those that love the Lord. And that one, we just kept going, when is it ever going to be recorded? But I really think that all in all, it was God's timing, because it came out right about the time that all this was happening.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, it says, do not be dismayed, for I am with you. So it was just perfect. It's all about fear. So it was just, the timing was, we saw that it was God's timing on that, like she said.
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now. Nate, you got anything?
Um,
We do this often. We just draw.
It's okay.
What would you like to tell our other artists that are kind of in the same place, and so many of us are? But you're continuing. You're continuing. What would you say to maybe somebody that's maybe by themselves, maybe an artist that's trying to do it on their own, which is really hard. Or somebody that's just kind of like, I don't know, this technology is like, it's just too overwhelming for me. I just don't know if I should even keep going. Any thoughts for that person?
I would say, just go ahead, Regina.
No, go ahead, Suzanne.
No, go girl. Okay.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
You go, girl.
I would just say, just not to give up, and ask the Lord to bring people around you, because He knows your heart, and He knows what He knows your desire of your heart. And like, the Lord knew that I needed someone, that I wanted to write songs, and I wanted somebody that we could write together about the Lord and original music. And He bought Regina, and He was faithful to that. And I would say, we're still learning a lot of stuff. About things, and just being a band, I guess.
Yeah.
But just that the Lord is so good, He's faithful, and He'll bring the right people, and He'll also bring all the resources you need. You just seek Him for it, put Him first, and don't give up. Just keep looking to Him for that answer. Mm-hmm.
Persevere.
Yeah.
Regina, you had some thoughts there too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I would go with what she said, but also I would say, until God brings somebody to you, just use what's around you, use what you have, to share your music, to share the hope that He's given you through music notes. Just keep sharing, keep sharing it in what world or what sphere of influence that you have,
Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Grow where you're planted is a cliche, but that's a good. They're excellent.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I almost thought we lost Regina there for a second. You still there? She froze for a second.
Yeah, she did freeze.
She said, "Okay, good." Friend, that happened to us earlier, folks. We had to restart the interview because I lost internet. But anyway, we got it back.
So what are some of the things, and we might have touched on this, but as a group, what are you guys struggling with right now, whether it's related to not being able to perform or get together? What are some of the things that have been challenges for you guys lately?
I think part of it is not being able to get together and work on it.
Right.
Together, because we're at a point of growing, learning as we've added new people and then learning technology. So we're kind of at a point of growing and learning and things like that.
Still kind of developing what the Lord wants you to do with all the gifts that He's given you. Is that right? Is that yeah. And you have to go through that, don't you? You can't just jump in the water before you've really learned how.
Right. Right.
when.
And especially with I would say the new people that are in our group, we're still discovering, like gelling with them. For she and I have worked together for so long, it's just so easy.
Yeah.
But with the new people, we're still trying to figure out like ebb and flow when we're writing process, that kind of stuff. So,
right.
It's just getting to know each other and spending time working together. And that's how it, kind of you get that gel going between us all. Right.
I think it's going to be interesting in the future when we're looking back with hindsight. We're probably going to see how God was like working together through this whole thing. I mean, he's been forcing us, all of us, out of our comfort zones, using technology like this, coming up with creative ways to still get our message out there. And I think we're going to look back and we're just going to laugh and be like, man, God had his hand in this the whole time, and he was guiding us the whole way. And thank God that he did, because I never would have forced myself to learn these things or try new things. I think it's going to be amazing.
For sure. I agree with you on that. It's true. It's just that's usually when we grow, is when we're in a place where it's uncomfortable. So that makes sense.
Yeah. You girls are, and I know you know this. I'm just going to say it anyway. You girls are blessed the way God brought you two together, and I know that before that you were both probably feeling like, oh, what do I do? What do I do with this music? You had this longing in you, this desire, and you know that there was going to be more, but by yourselves, you just really don't.
No, it's true.
The emotions, the desire, the discouragement, all those things come along, and they just swirl all around. And when you've got more than one people, and Nate and I, we're always helping each other. We're always helping each other go, get a, because I think I've probably felt more discouraged than he has over the years, but that's probably only because I've been on the earth longer than he has.
Wow.
And all that to say that we all feel it. We all feel it, and it's one of the enemy's biggest weapons against us is discouragement. And when we're trying to do it by ourselves, that it's just, boy. So you girls have really been blessed to be able to do this together. And now God's bringing even more people into your path. So, boy, I when we talk to you 6 months or a year from now, again, to see where God has you, it's going to be so exciting to see the path that God has got you on. Yeah.
I know it is. I'm excited to see where he takes us, and I'm just so grateful and thankful. So I'm thankful for you guys too. Just thank you so much for playing the songs. And
sure. Yeah.
Y'all were the first ones to play our songs, so.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's right. We have that distinction, don't we? I mean, yes.
You do. The very first ones.
And nobody's ever going to take that away from us.
That's right.
Never, ever. Never, ever.
But we do. We don't want an exclusive. We just hope that God will take your music all over the world to as many venues as possible. But we're always going to be the first. Yep.
Always. Absolutely. The special place in our hearts. It's true.
True.
So what's the next next plan? What's the next step for you guys? Whether it's tomorrow or next week or whatever. Like, you got a getting together.
Yeah, we've gotten a hold of some new equipment, like MIDI. Well, Regina with the MIDI and the Band Lab and that audio type of equipment. Where before we went into a home studio, but now we're going to actually. Cassie is she's got the audio technology, and so we're going to try to experiment with that, trying to record ourselves and see how well we do, because it does it being that we don't fun wise, it just makes more sense for us.
Yep.
And we can do it from our home, that kind of thing as well, and put it all together. And so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to see how
it's going to be great.
We do. And hopefully it'll sound clear. Right.
Well, just to put a plug in, we use Cakewalk here, the Band Lab. So if you need help with that, we have that capability to.
Oh, really?
To kind of tweak. That's what we use here. Yeah, for all of our recordings.
And what is it called again? I'm sorry.
Well, you said Band Lab.
Yes.
And Cakewalk is the company that
Oh
makes
yes,
that.
Cakewalk.
And
Yes,
I've been
Cakewalk.
using Cakewalk software for 20 years.
Okay.
So that's what we're using here too. Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. I used to have GarageBand, and I've played with that a little bit too.
Okay. Yep. That works on a Mac. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to have a Mac, but not anymore.
Yeah.
I water damaged my my son was playing soccer, and anyway, fell on the computer, so the water. So, anyway, never played soccer in the house again, so it's okay. Will, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, especially don't do it in the studio. So that's exciting, though. You're going to set up a studio. Which house? Where is it going to be, or where is it?
Well,
your home studio going to be?
Yeah, I mean, Cassie has one, so we're just going to.
Oh, it's in her house. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then we're just going to give her, I'll give her the video, the audio of my voice, and Regina would do the same, send her her piano piece, and we'll just have her mix it down. And I'm excited to see how it goes. So
again, I think this is another one of those things where we're going to look back and you're going to be like, again, God was forcing me to get out of my comfort zone and do this recording on my own. And I think he's really grooming us for something big. I mean, again, we have this platform now that we never had, and people are learning new skills, and it's exciting actually to see what he's doing with all of this.
Sure is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
And I want to reiterate, and you girls know this all too well, and but we all need to be reminded, and especially for those viewing and watching that are kind of maybe feeling not quite sure what you might want to, what God wants you to do, or you maybe don't want to step out, or you're afraid to step out, or you really want to, but you're, oh my goodness, to try to, the thought of learning software, the thought of doing this or learning how to do this, is just overwhelming. But I want to remind everybody that the four of us know pretty well that, when we step out, and like you said, Nate, about stepping out of our comfort zones, but the Bible, over and over, there's cases and stories in the Bible that where when people step out of their comfort zones in obedience to the Lord, everybody gets blessed. A lot of people will be blessed by that, including you, if you're the one that I'm talking to. And I know that has happened to me. Real quick story. I mean, I never wanted to do a radio show back in 1996 when I was asked to do one. And it took me 3 or 4 months to say yes. And finally I did. And 11 years later, I was still doing it, took a break for a while, then came back to it. I will never know this side of heaven how many people were blessed by the music that God used me to play. And the artists, like these girls right here, that their music gets out there partly. We were the first, but to get their music out there. So the point being, friends, step out, because God's going to bless you. If he's calling you to step out to something, he is going to bless you so that you can do what he's calling you to do. He will give you what you need to do it. And you, but more importantly, a lot of other people are going to be blessed. And if we want to think about it the other way, what will not happen if we don't step out? What will not happen? Who will not get that blessing? So there's my little sermonette for tonight. We got a couple minutes left. Would either one of you girls want to add to that? Maybe you've got something that you could maybe more personal that you could add to that. Have you seen that in your
Absolutely. I just think about that parable about the servant who buried his talent in the Bible. And I always think that's the worst place to be. It's just to bury what the Lord gifted you with. You should share it for everyone. It's not just yours, it's for everybody else.
Good point.
It's to uplift them, and it's not just for you to take and say no.
Right.
That how beautiful it is, that it's a God's gift, and it is to help others. So
very good.
And I think for me, he's kind of grown me a little bit in some different areas with Gems of Grace, as far as some things that I've didn't know that I could do, never tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things recently is writing devotionals. I started writing a devotional for to share with our band every
Nice.
week, to try to make sure that we're all encouraged and
Yeah.
just leaning on the Lord in that, okay, God, what do you want me to share this week? I don't want to just put something on there, so that's been an area of growing and trusting and
Yep.
out of the comfort zone a little bit for me.
Mm.
And every time you write one of those, I'll bet it speaks to you as well.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you ever read one? They're beautiful. Just if you go to Facebook, you'll see the devotions. She writes them all.
Yeah.
She's gifted. I said, well, both of her parents were pastors, so I said, it's in your blood, so you've got to write.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Hey, maybe we could get some of those played on the
yeah,
radio station.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
All right, we'll talk about that. If we don't come back to you and suggest that in a week or two, you make sure you let us know. Anyway, we got about 2 minutes left, so where can folks find out about you and what Gems of Grace is doing, and keep track of you and listen to your music? Tell us all about that.
On Facebook, Gems of Grace. Gems of Grace or Gems of Grace Songs. On Facebook, the website is gemsofgracesongs.com.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're also on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yes. Okay.
SoundCloud. Gems of Grace
Facebook,
Songs.
yep. Gems of Grace, yeah.
And we do have a YouTube channel also.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Gems of Grace Songs on YouTube. It's our own channel, so feel free to stop by.
Awesome.
And subscribe.
On YouTube and subscribe. Ding. Nate, where can we find us as we wrap up here?
Well, if you're watching this video right now, you're probably on our YouTube channel, which is Notespire Music TV. You can also find us on Facebook at Notespire Music. We're also on Instagram. And of course, you can find everything at notespiremusic.com. All of our information is on there, and then links to everything else. And we've been talking several times throughout this video about our internet radio station, which is Notespire Radio, or notespireradio.com. Is that right?
Notespireradio.com.
Yeah, and that's WNSMDB for digital broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul, I don't know if you want to fill in any more information about that.
I think that's about it, but no, other than want to make sure that you know that you will hear Gems of Grace on that radio station, as well as many other independent Christian artists, and just another way that we're trying to be to help people like this do what God has called them to do, because that's what we are called to do. Amen. Well, girls, thank you. Regina and Suzanne, thank you so much for being with us. We wish and pray the best for you. And I know that we'll be talking to you again very, very soon. Until then, everybody, you listeners and watchers, take care of yourselves.
And take care of each other.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.